So, guys, just want to recap the market today. This reminds me of something I saw in the year 2000 around October. Incidentally, I was trading Broadcom and it was about $320. And there was one day in October when it went from like 320 to like 280. So it went down like 13% in maybe an hour in the afternoon, and then the buyers came back and bought the stock all the way back to near unchanged. And then after that, the stock went from around $300 to $27 in the next 9 months or so. So that was the dot-com crash, of course. But it just reminds me of what happened today, where at 1 o'clock today, the NASDAQ just got hammered. It went down about 6 points. QQQ went down about 6 points. And then at that point, it just kind of stopped there for a second. And then I knew it was going to rebound, but it only rebounded like, maybe 30-40% of how much it went down. So that tells me that not only did we just hit a resistance level on basically all of the NASDAQ and most of the S&P 500 stocks. We're just in this little bull flag wedge thingy channel, downward channel. But we just hit the resistance, and then that's when not only we have the inflation data coming in hot, but we also hit that resistance. So it was just kind of like good timing to be short and to sell and to buy puts and that kind of thing. So the earnings season is coming up, and we'll see how that goes. I think that there's probably going to be some decent earnings, but I also think that there's going to be some sort of stagnated earnings, and I think that's going to make the sell-off that we're about to see a lot easier. And also the fact that Treasury yields are not exactly coming down. The Fed's not going to be cutting rates. They are either going to hold steady or even raise more at this point. So we're coming out of a super inverted yield curve. Usually when that happens, it tends to be bad for stock markets. Right now we're in a credit crunch in the United States, and a lot of people are struggling with just life in general due to inflation, and jobs aren't necessarily paying as much. So right now I feel like it's a good time to make money on the stock market. Just finding ways to take opportunities, and the right timing is important, because sometimes you can have the right idea, but the timing is a little bit off and it doesn't work. So it's really important to do your own research and be prepared, and understand how all factors influence what's going on in the world. Right now, the situation in Israel is also kind of an indicator of just uncertainty in terms of what's going on globally. We've got a lot of issues out there, so there's a lot of risk in politics right now. There's a lot of risk to our financial situation. So I think globally right now, economies are doing okay, but there's just a lot of risk involved. And in the United States, we have a bubble. I think most global markets are not bubbled like the United States is. So, not to mention housing prices are pretty high right now. I don't think that's a risk, though. I think housing is a good investment. I think people who buy real estate are making good decisions, and it's a good investment, even if interest rates are a bit high. That's always a good investment, because you're gaining equity, and you're not just throwing your money into a rent payment. Yes, there is upkeep and things like that, but there are ways to make a lot of money off of real estate, and that's what I do. But right now, I'm noticing a lot of opportunity in the stock market. For me, my goal is to build wealth through those avenues, and I'm planning on opening orphanages in Africa. That's my long-term goal. So I'm looking for investors. I'm going to be searching for investors who want to work with me, partner with me in the markets, to build wealth in the markets, but also with real estate. So that's where I'm at right now, and I hope this message finds you well, and I hope you gain something from my viewpoint. And if you're new to investing, I would suggest doing a lot of research and finding people who can mentor you and help you to use your money wisely. A lot of people, I think, in America just burn their money all the time, and I was like that for 2 decades. I made money, I had jobs, but I just never had anything to show for it. And I think a large portion of the United States population just, doesn't understand financial literacy and the way money works, and how you can use money to make more money. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you for listening.